Hi everybody. Today is June 15th. It is 9:17 p.m. Um I just had somebody that harasses me come over right before Siegel was going to show up, so that was a little bit irritating because this is the last few days that I have with him before court. Um so I needed to make a video to put up on the GoFundMe. What I'm dealing with is that my court case, I have a lot of details in a video that I listed um on my actual first description of the GoFundMe. So check that out. But I didn't I was talking about my stalkers very slowly for like the first 8 minutes. And so everybody stopped watching at like 3 minutes. And if you can if you need to go to the important parts, I almost feel like I should go into the video and just cut out the first 8 minutes entirely. And because I've talked so much about my stalkers, it's not even funny, and it's getting irritating, and it's something that I don't even want to go over anymore. It's just taking too much effort and too much of my life. What's really important right now is that um it's important that these stalkers have to deal with what's going on, but it also is important that I'm dealing with an actual arrest right now. So right now, it's not just people bullying me or people making fun of me. I'm literally have gotten arrested. Um, when it comes to the arrest, the police have for a very long time not arrested other people. And I wanted to get into a video to put up for my GoFundMe where I was going into talking about my ex and how I had tried to get him some sort of help because he has, or at least when I was dealing with him like 10 years ago, he had a lot of addiction issues, and his bulk of his personality was about wanting to rape women, basically. There wasn't a lot else to his personality. Um, and I don't want to say it like that because, it takes a long time to explain. I'd had 2 hour, 3 hour long conversations with him many, many, many times before rapes, after rapes, like the whole 9 yards. He has issues. And so when I was trying to get him help, I couldn't, there was nothing. There was nothing. There was no way to get him arrested for rape. There was no way to get him in treatment. There was no way to force him into addiction treatment. There was nothing. There was nothing in Bellingham at all. The police wouldn't do anything. The courts wouldn't do anything. Prosecutor's office wouldn't do anything. DV places wouldn't do anything. There's just nothing. And I was told everywhere, that people can't just put people in treatment. The same goes for pretty much every other person that's had psychosis out in public that I've had to deal with, that I've complained to police about, people with psychosis just running around and being a real danger to society, like an actual danger. Um, Nobody could do anything about them. We didn't have a hospital to send them to. We didn't have anything to put them in treatment or anything. Right. Fast forward to my arrest. That didn't hurt anybody, didn't injure anybody, didn't really do anything to anybody. Where I was the one being bullied. I was the one being bullied for 4 months straight, every single day, all day long. Even while in my apartment, all day long, all night long. Constant, constant issues. And so I wound up getting arrested. And then they automatically act like I'm mentally ill that needs treatment. Um, they also kind of acted like I needed some kind of anger management, which is insane if you know me or if anybody has ever met me, because I lived probably the first 38, 39 years of my life without expressing any anger. Um, so like if I'm angry, there's a reason. It's not, anyway. Um, but there's more to it than that because I haven't been able to. I don't have a real lawyer. I have not met with a lawyer. I have not tried to figure out a plan for anything with a lawyer. I finally saw a piece of paper that they turned in to court to have pretrial continued. That piece of paper landed at some kind of office email that wasn't a lawyer's office. And the Washington bar number they put down was not a real bar number. The name on the paperwork was not registered with Washington Bar, all that kind of stuff. When I've talked to people on the phone, none of them make any sense at all. Um, it's hard to know what they're saying, and it's impossible to know what they're actually doing. Um, there hasn't been any conversations that seem like you're having one with a lawyer. In fact, a lot of the conversations kind of sound like you're having one with some kind of mentally ill person pretending to be a lawyer or something like that. Um, they don't use English. They might be using some kind of other language that's not recognizable, like it's not Spanish. It's some kind of like uh where was that Budapest or Romanian language. Well, it's not Romanian either though. Like I don't even know what they're talking. But they're English speaking people and they're supposed to have an office downtown that just doesn't exist. Their office address that they put down is in storage units. Um, the police officer was coordinating lies with the other people there based on what video footage they made up. So what happened is that they were trying to make a video like they would put it online of a bunch of lies, just random, complete random lies that they wanted to put up. So they would be filming me and saying things that had nothing to do with me, nothing to do with anything, and they were just like making the shit up, like trying to have a little hood thing. Um, Not too far unlike there's this black girl that does YouTube that goes and tries to fight people. It wasn't very far from something like that. but it wasn't it wasn't made up on my side either. But I had said a bunch of stuff that was made up to them and sarcastic and mocking them. Like at one point I even was saying "Oh, I'm not the one that has any disabilities. I just get disability money because I'm a fat ass taking up taxpayer dollars and I'm not actually disabled. And I'm a drug user from Arizona. Oh, wait. No, that's you. That's not me." I say stuff like that. Um, because she was videotaping. They kept on videotape. And I mean, they had phone up like this, so it's obvious. And they would be talking in the phone, saying random things because they don't know me. So they're just making up shit, right? It wound up in a physical altercation. They did not get injured. Um, but they were just basically I think they were calling me a drug user at some point or something like that, and they just random, and then they were trying to make me look like a thief, and I think that the uh police officer, when he made up a bunch of lies on his report, and he was trying to coordinate everything having to do with what they had on video, is what it's kind of sound like. um they it wouldn't even go with his body cam, I'm sure. um he was trying to encourage the lady with glasses to say her glasses were broken when they weren't. um they put extra charges on me that don't make any sense, and nobody's told me what the extra charges are from. um Nobody's, you know and I don't know if they're still trying to charge me with those charges. I don't even know, because I don't have a lawyer, because my lawyer doesn't talk English and doesn't act like an adult. She doesn't act like a US citizen, regular adult. um what else? Anyway, they injured me. I went through all of this kind of stuff in my other video. If you watch it right now, it's like a half an hour long video, and the first 8 minutes are me rambling on about my stalker, but I'm thinking I might actually edit that out, because people aren't watching to the point where I actually am, where I'm explaining why I need help. All of the stuff that I'm saying right now is why I need help. My rights are being violated. I deserve a lawyer. I've been a really good person my whole entire life. That goes without saying. And I don't have any. I'm not one of those homeless trash that goes around hanging out with drug addicts and shit. I'm not one of those. Um, So if anybody doesn't deserve a lawyer, only the, trash of trash maybe doesn't deserve a lawyer, right? I deserve a lawyer. Most people deserve a lawyer. The only people that don't deserve a lawyer are people like my ex. To be honest, but I'm sure he would get a lawyer. I'm positive he would get a lawyer. He's already gotten away with a bunch of crimes in a bunch of other states too. And and that's the thing, everybody, I feel like the males get away with everything, but I know everybody's gonna get on my case for that. But my crime was extremely minor, and it's being put out everywhere, and everybody, my stalkers are trying to slander the living shit out of me. Um I'm being prevented from earning money. I have been being prevented from earning money for years. So it's not like the first bullies I ever dealt with, I went and started hitting. Like this is 20 years of being bullied on a pretty continual basis. And this is like the first time I ever hit somebody at 42 years old. And they didn't get hurt. There were no red marks. There was nothing. They didn't get hurt at all. In most states, I probably wouldn't be getting arrested. I think a lot of places, the police would have been like, dude, you guys both got into a fight, get over it. Um, I don't know whatever happened to that because, like, honestly, I've had like tens of thousands of dollars worth of theft and nobody's ever gotten hurt. But nobody's ever gotten arrested either. And they just keep on getting away with it. And if people don't hit them at some point, they're just going to keep stealing from everybody. You know? Um, but I'm gonna end this video so because people are not gonna watch too long. Um, I deserve I deserve rights. And I have for the last 20 years I've had pretty much no housing rights. I've had almost no rights when it comes to a lot of things. And now that I'm dealing with an arrest, I'm not having my rights met there. Um, it's just over and over and over again. And there doesn't seem to be anybody to go to when this kind of thing happens. When people are making up horse shit like this and they just won't stop. Um, I mean, you can bitch all you want to at the court at the court themselves, and they just laugh. I wrote a freaking thing saying that I was gonna sue the city over what I'm going through, and when I went into the prosecutor's office, try to give them things saying this is what you're going to be sued over, these are the rights you're violating, and this is, these are uh, issues with the court that are too large to just get away with. They wouldn't read it, they wound up throwing it away, and they were just laughing. They were just laughing. I've seen at least two other people go up to their window before in the past. I haven't spent a lot of time in the courthouse, in the municipal courthouse. I haven't spent very much time there, so it's kind of interesting that I've actually seen a couple other people go up there and be saying things about their rights being violated, or they deserve this, or they deserve that, or they know that they have the legal right to this, and they just laugh and they just slough it off. Um, and those are the front desk ladies, not the prosecutor themselves, but the people that are at the front desk. So I'm gonna, um, I deserve, it's been 7 months. It's been about 7 months. And I have not, like, nothing has happened yet to explain my side of the story to any lawyer or to try to work on anything or do anything about anything. It's just nothing. Nothing's happened. and 7 months. The only thing is that I'm supposed to be restrained against the people that were stealing from me and bullying me and stuff like that. Um, there's a restraining order against the lady that was breaking into my apartment, where I'm the one that's gonna go to jail for being around her. And she's the one that was breaking into my apartment. So yeah, it's a situation. Um, I really need to do something about this because I've been homeless for years and years, and a very large amount of why I'm homeless is because of these people. Because of, the courts and people like them and people um, preventing me from being able to work, being able to earn money, and stuff like that. The stalkers are going to be kind of hard to figure out. Like, if I was going to figure out who the stalkers were, I'd have to hire like an investigator, which would probably be really hard to, you know, track down all the different fake accounts that I've been dealing with. Um, and I honestly, I don't even think it's my ex or necessarily a family member. I honestly, I've gone through a lot of time period where I believe that it's going to wind up being a police officer or um, someone that has power in the city, someone that has power long term in the city, more than just like a politician, but like a court people, lawyer, or sorry, not lawyers, police, stuff like that, because there's not really a reason why this person is doing what they're doing, other than the only other thing is that it's probably like a lot of me for a long time is thinking it's probably gonna be somebody that's been long term severely mentally ill, homeless male, most likely, or something like that. But at the same time, like, it's hard to say, like, who really would be willing to keep going after me, keep going after me, keep on going after me. Like, why are they doing that? You know? Um, what kind of satisfaction does it really, really do to prevent somebody from being allowed to earn any kind of money for their whole entire life? Um, Other than that, I guess I gotta go because I keep on saying I'm gonna end this video. I need help with doing something about not having a lawyer, not having a real lawyer, and not having lawyers that actually act do the things that lawyers are supposed to do, because they're not doing any of it. Um, there's also, there's some of them are, and I think the lawyer type of person that I talked to at the very beginning, at the very, very beginning, when I talked to them, they were trying to say that I was severely mentally ill, um, which I'm not. And uh, I believe they may have said something about schizophrenia. I know that the fake accounts were trying to tell everybody that I had schizophrenia at that time, and I don't. And and they also burned down the terminal building, and that I don't think ever got dealt with. I highly doubt that that ever got dealt with. It just got kind of swept under the rug, and That's what Bellingham does. It's what Bellingham did with every other building that got burned down in downtown too. Um, I think they just called it what did it? I think did they say heating vent? I think they might have said heating. I can't remember what they wound up calling it. Um, so and then I had, well, I won't get into it. I'm not even gonna get into more. The big thing is that I deserve a lawyer, and that's a major constitutional right. And the lawyer actually needs to do things that lawyers are supposed to do. Um, I deserve a lawyer that's not degrading me. Um, I deserve to not have fake charges, and I deserve to not have a police officer that is coordinating lies with thieves. And I deserve, yeah, even just that. I deserve to not be injured by police officers or, oh, and the thing where they shot me up, it had a lot of symptoms of like I kept on looking around for police that shoot people up that are mental. Even though I didn't qualify for that, they were pretending I qualified for that. Um, and Snohomish there was some writing somewhere, some article that said online that said Snohomish was practicing using something called keto on people that were mental. They just go around shooting up criminals with syringes. That's what the article said. And right at that time was just so happened to be where Bellingham said that they were going to try to follow the policies of Snohomish, some of the policies of Snohomish County, because they were doing so well. So, they shot me up with something. It I had looked up what ketamine was because I'd never heard of it. Like I'd heard the word before, but I didn't know what it was. And I don't use drugs. And drugs do not interact very well with me typically. Um, I don't use drugs, I don't use alcohol, I don't use weed. Just absolutely nothing, right? So the stuff that they did, there was a little bit of similar symptoms of this keto stuff. So it's very possible that's what they shot me up with. Um, I have not found anything on the legalities of that, but I would assume that it would need to be done to people that need to be institutionalized, like the crazies, and not just somebody that hits me that hard, right? So, and doesn't have any history of being a psycho. Not to mention, there's a lot of people that apparently a lot of people who have either died from their first use of this ketamine stuff, and people that have had horrible impacts on their first use. I saw that there's some stuff up online on, like, I don't know if that was Mayo Clinic or WebMD or something like that, but it was like a legit site and talking about how there are people that's like the first use is horrible. So they're I don't know how legal it is, but it's not right. Um, and it definitely wasn't right with me because I was already very sick with something that was keeping me unconscious, and it was unknown what I was being poisoned with and what I was being exposed to. But there was something in my apartment or something like that where I was bedridden. So that was on top of what they were doing to me. And anyway, so I'm gonna end this because I'm like 20 minutes past when I was saying I was gonna end it. And I really, really, really could use the help. Um, because I think that somebody needs to have something happen. I know that the police have all this immunity and shit, which really sucks. Um, because they're not acting very honest. Um, and there's gotta be something to do about this shit. There's gotta be something to do about it. Like, this should never be happening to anybody. And I have done nothing but try and try and try and try. I've been working my ass off on my art and stuff like that. I've just been working my ass off and working my ass off and working my ass off. And I haven't earned any money at doing it. I haven't been hanging out with any drug addicts. I haven't been hanging out with any criminals. I haven't been doing anything with any trash, and I'm just like being swallowed up in this shit. So, um, if you can help, please share, please do something because it's like 2 days until my court date right now, and I could really use the help at this point. Um, it's just been out of control for 7 months straight, and nothing's happened, and nothing's changed. Um, so please help.